News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. Make it a preset. 800-288-WBAP is our number, 800-288-9227. This is the Chris Crock Show, hour number 3, on a Wednesday night of all times and places. In case you didn't know what day it was, like me yesterday. This is bad for Joe Biden. Very, very, very bad. Inflation is high. In fact, it's much higher this month now, this past month, than they imagined. Biden, his economists writ large. You're going to hear all of that information here in just a second, but my overview for you first before we get into it is that this is very bad, and why it's very bad is because it shows that, in fact, look at the CNN headline actually tells you exactly why it's so bad. Ready? With inflation, this is fake news CNN today, the 10th, after the numbers came out this morning. With inflation back up, the long-predicted storm clouds in the economy may actually be forming. That's what CNN said today. In fact, the consumer price index is what the inflation is. Inflation, whether that's the number you get for inflation, it's 3.5% year over year. It's increased 3.5% year over year. It went up by 0.3% from last month. And instead, the economists all predicted it would be between 2 and 3. They were expecting to go down to between, not up 0.3 from 3.2. They expected to go down slightly into the 2s. Maybe 2.2, 2.5, 2.8. And instead, it went up to 3.5. Can you imagine? That's very bad. Don't listen to me. I'm telling you. Here we go. It's the highest. Listen to this. It's the highest monthly increase in inflation since September. So 6 months. Wait. October, November, December, January, February, March. Yeah. So 6 months. It's the highest inflation rate since 6 months ago, and it's been up. January it went up. February it went up, and now March it went up. 3 months in a row. This is from my, I'm sharing some of the writings of my friend Eric Erickson. Economists and investors are most worried about core inflation. For the past 3 months, it's gone up with no sign of slowing down. Here you go. Ready for this? For you and me. Put your dang slickers on, or pull up your pants and get ready to get nailed. Car insurance has gone up 22.2%. Again, I will say it. Listen to me. Car insurance, your car insurance, has gone up 22.2% since last year. It's the largest increase since 1967. Your insurance has gone up 22.2% this year alone, this past year. The highest increase since 1976. Elder care, which is intensely important for us because our parents are all at that stage where they might need it or do need it. It's gone up. Elder care is the largest increase ever. 14.2% increase since last year. Car repair, which all of us get all the time, 12% increase. Baby formula, 10% increase. Veterinarian bills increased 10% from last year. Rent, 5.9%. Electricity, Joe Biden, up 5%. Restaurants, 4.2%. Bloomberg analysts say this. Remember, Bloomberg is a liberal business publication like a New York Times. The Bloomberg analysts, two of them said this, quote, March is supposed to be a month where seasonal patterns are favorable for disinflation. The fact that March core CPI came up in the same as February's, even if it maps to a lower core PCE inflation reading, is not a good development for the fight against inflation. Boom. So my question for you at 800-288-WBAP is our number, 800-288-9227. Do you feel this higher inflation? And have you felt any relief anywhere? 800-288-WBAP is our number, 800-288-9227. Do you feel this higher inflation? And have you felt any relief anywhere? 800-288-9227. 800-288-WBAP is our number. And the thing I thought about as I was writing up these questions for you this afternoon was this man is destroying our country. And it's depressing. You know me. You've known me for 14 years. I've been on the air here, and you've gotten to know me. And you know I'm not a depressing dude. Like, I don't try to down people all the time, and that's just not how I am. But Joe Biden is destroying our country, and this is depressing to be a part of. Not to watch, but to be a part of. To have it happen to you. To have it happen to me. Are you feeling this higher inflation? Have you felt any relief anywhere? 800-288-WBAP is our number, 800-288-9227. As I read this to you, I mean, I already went through these stories I'm sharing with you and highlighted them, but as I read the highlights out loud to you, I'm getting freaking mad. I'm getting very mad. I feel violated. I look at the increases in my insurance. I look at the communications that I get every month from my insurance company, and I look at them. I read through stuff. I glance through stuff. But, I mean, you just bend over and hold your ankles. This is from Fake News CNN today. With inflation back up, the long-predicted storm clouds are in the economy may actually be forming. They say this, even highly anticipated rate cuts, they say the highly anticipated rate cuts that investors were banking on may not come this year. Now, instead, they may need to brace for another rate hike, interest rate hikes, as they stand at a 23-year high. Joe's going to make it even higher. Joe's going to take more of a dump on us on the way out. Throw this man out of that office. Make him shuffle away. To go to get the help he needs at the visiting angels at home, you know, and now the Dr. Jill can still call herself a doctor and act like she's all important. She can go on the circuit and like cackling Hillary does, the miserable Hillary, and tell everybody how bad Trump is and get millions and get clapped at and lauded in her high heels. This could also mean many influential leaders and economists who long predicted storm clouds and a hurricane hitting the U.S. economy may finally be right. That's CNN saying this today in a news article. Jamie Dimon, the CEO of J.P. Chase Morgan, said this is persistent inflationary pressures that are going on. Skepticism. He also said skepticism the economy will actually achieve a soft landing. He doesn't think so. Last month's blowout jobs report. They mentioned in CNN, the blowout jobs report included 100,000 illegals who got jobs from Joe Biden by giving them humanitarian parole. National Federation for Independent Business gauge, which shows how small business owners expect to fare in the future, dropped to its lowest levels since 2012 last month. That's where we're at. Last but not least, from the Wall Street Journal, about 2 sentences here. Fed leaders have been willing to play down the stronger than anticipated inflation readings in January and February as reflecting potential seasonal quirks, but a third straight month of above expectations of inflation data erodes the story and could lead Fed officials to postpone any rate cuts until July or later. Hey, do you know what the inflation rate is, by the way, for Dallas-Fort Worth? I'm going to tell you right now, it's a lot higher. You don't want to hear this, but in DFW alone, it's a lot higher, the inflation rate. So that's next on the Chris Crock Show on WBAP. And a great and hysterical announcement. The White House announces inflation is doing great if you do this. That's coming up next. Then we are going to get into, we're going to do so much more coming up next on the Chris Crock Show. Boy, I want to do the powerful Trump appearance at the Atlanta Chik-Fil-A near the HBCU campuses, Howard. Two of the greatest HBCU campuses in the country in Atlanta in the ATL, Howard University, and what's the female version right there? Morehouse and Howard. You have to hear the reception they gave him. You're going to be blown away. It's so sweet and amazing and powerful, and my mouth is watering thinking about the Chick-fil-A shakes. That's next. The White House announces inflation is doing great if you hold the chart upside down. That's from the Babylon Bee. Thank you very much. Hold on. We have a little something else to play for you on that. Oh, there it is. There we go. And then, of course, we have that. Okay. Here's on a serious note to close this out. DFW inflation, the Dallas Morning News reports, was actually up even worse than the national inflation this past month. DFW inflation is up 4.9%. So you and I, 3 months in a row, inflation is increasing in the country thanks to Joe Biden's Bidenomics and his spending, and he keeps spending. And his plan is to spend. His whole thing is to do more and spend more and give more, including student loans, which is continuing to drop to increase inflation. But DFW inflation was up even worse, 4.9% in March. I am so angry. Rents, utilities, gasoline, restaurant menus, all higher. So rents have stabilized in Houston, but they're still rising in DFW. This is terrible. Grocery prices up 1.8%. Everything, we're getting so screwed by this man. He's destroying our country. It's as if he literally says, how can we destroy America from every angle possible? Illegal invasion, et cetera, et cetera. Let's get into Trump and some good news, because this man is winning, and he's winning, and he's winning, and he is winning. So he had a Chick-Fil-A event. He just literally stopped by at a Chick-Fil-A and in Atlanta near historic HBCU, black colleges, historically black colleges, Howard and Morehouse. And the folks there that greeted him, I think most of the Chick-fil-A there was, most of the customers were African American, and you would not believe how many of these young women and young men gravitated and lined up and said, don't listen to what people say. It's not true. We love you. And then he said, come here and give me a hug. And the woman the young lady just melted. And she said, I can't believe this. My mom's going to trip out or whatever. Let me play the audio of this. You might not be able to hear all of it, but it's so beautiful. Here we go.
This is This is Morehouse. This is Morrisville. All day. So I don't care what the media tells you.
Support your mind.
Okay, 4 p.m. We do 4 p.m.
Come here, let me give you a That's really nice. No, we did it. Took care of the black colleges, universities are taken care of now, and she understands it. A lot of people don't understand. Biden did nothing for them.
Nothing.
Yes, sir.
Tell them how y'all been suffering, y'all.
That's really nice, huh?
Do you hear any negativity there? He didn't clear out the Chick-fil-A and get only Republican black women and young men. He just showed up at a Chick-fil-A. And it is an absolute, I mean, I tell you, this has been a high all day long. I've been thinking about this. This is on my Twitter feed. You can see all this. And you should follow me on Twitter. Why aren't you? Shame on you, honestly. You should just crab walk sideways and just go over there and follow me on Twitter and pretend like you've been following me for a long time, because I'm embarrassed for you. They haven't been following me so far. At Chris Crock Show. That's at Chris Crock Show. ChrisKrock. Let's play the other one here. There's a young black man who goes up to him and says, love you, Trump. Listen.
Nice to see everybody. How you doing, Trump? I'm doing good. I love you, man. I love you.
Don't you love it? Love you, man. Love you, man. Man or man? It's the best. Let's play that again. And I love not how you doing, Mr. President. How you doing, Trump? Love you, man. I love you. Man? Yeah, right? Man? It's so funny. It's awesome. Hold on, listen.
Nice to see everybody. How you doing, Trump? I'm doing good. I love you, man.
I love you, man. I love that guy. He's the best. And that young lady, she's so happy. And she says, I can't wait to tell my mama.
This is Morehouse, this is Morris Brown, and all that. I don't care what the media tells you.
We support you, man.
Okay, 4 p.m. We do 4 p.m.
Come here, let me give you a... That's really nice. We did it. Took care of the...
I'm telling you. I saw the polls again earlier. It said that Biden had 86% African American support in the last time, and now it's fallen down to, is it 68%? People don't give a frog's fat. You know what they say about Trump. They know what the truth is, and they remember 4 years ago what their wallets were, what the economy was, that there were no wars, that there was peace and prosperity, and they know the truth. Trump all the way, America. Trump all the way. It's the most beautiful thing in the world. That is such a high for me. All right, up next, as promised, at 10:30. What are the potential? Excuse me, I can't talk. What are the questions that potential jurors in the Trump quote Stormy Daniels quote hush money trial are going to be asked? You have to hear this. This is such a joke. Next on the Chris Crock Show, News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. The potential jurors in the hush money trial will be asked. By the way, 800-288-WBAP is our number. 800-288-9227. Do you listen to or watch podcasts? If so, which ones? I guess that's fair. Do you listen to talk radio? If so, which programs? Do you currently follow Donald Trump on any social media site, or have you done so in the past? They will face a quiz like none other, says CBS News. CBS News. They will face a quiz. Let's see. Have you considered yourself a supporter or belong to any of the following? Now, this is going to be really funny if you're ready. Get ready. Hold on to your straps here. The QAnon movement. Oh, that's funny. If you want to get out of jury duty, say yes to that one. The Proud Boys. Oh, my gosh. The Oath Keepers. 3%ers. The Boogaloo Boys. I like how Joe Biden's mentioned them before. Like, there's some big group. Antifa, there we go. They got to add another one, Trantifa, right? Let's see here. More than 500 Manhattanites have been sent notices to appear. They got to select 12 plus a few alternates. Let's see here. I think the trial's is about a week and a half from now, unfortunately. That'll be interesting to watch. Whether they can air it or not, I don't know. But jurors will also be given a questionnaire with 42 questions ranging from the mundane and common. What do you do for a living? Have you ever served on a jury before? Do you listen to the Chris Crock Show? Just kidding. Have you ever attended a rally or campaign event for any anti-Trump group or organization? Now, that's a good question. I think they should also ask, did you vote for Joe Biden? Did you vote for Hillary Clinton? Come on, baby! Come on, baby! All right. You can always ask, right? The answer might be no, but you can always ask. Well, I'm amusing myself here. 800-288-WBAP is our number. 800-288-9227. Now, prosecutors proposed some questions that delve further into potential jurors' politics, but some were scrapped by the judge, who's way leftist. Prosecutors said Bragg wanted a question that would probe potential jurors about whether they believe Trump's false claims that he won the election in 2020. That's what they brought up at a hearing. Trump's lawyers objected to it. Do you believe the 2020 election was stolen? And it's not a questionnaire made public on Monday, so hopefully it won't happen. During the arduous, potentially days-long process of jury selection, many potential jurors will be singled out for individualized questions by Trump's lawyers and prosecutors. Good. All right. That was very interesting to me. Did you know that Dallas? Have you seen the scooters that are back? I still see them on the sidewalks. I still see people parking them on the sidewalks and them blocking our sidewalks. And did you know that the city of Dallas is about to increase the amount of scooters? That's why they haven't bothered you too much. Apparently, they came out with a small amount of them so as not to annoy us so fast, etc. But unfortunately, this new report today from the Dallas Morning News says that the city of Dallas is planning to update the regulations of rented electric scooters and bikes. They're going to allow lowering the requirements that vendors need to meet in order to increase the number of devices. This is bad. Who wants this? Do you want this? And I don't care if you're in Dallas or not, like wherever you're at. Is this something you would actually want? Do you want more electric scooters on our roads? And even though they're not supposed to be on, they're also on our sidewalks. Do you want more scooters on our roads and our sidewalks? No, I don't either. Absolutely not. 800-288-WBAP is our number, 800-288-9227. The new proposed rule changes. I love how they're letting more people do it. It's like, who are you listening to? Why are you trying to make our lives miserable? The rule changes are they're going to share dockless vehicle program. They're doing rule changes on that. The transportation director says the changes will be posted for 10 days publicly, then go into effect after meetings. Dallas has 950 scooters and 50 electric bikes from two vendors that have plagued us for years now, of Lime and Bird. Gosh, would I'd like to do those things. I can't encourage illegal activity, nor would I, but dang, if I've ever felt like taking those things and throwing them in a river or lake somewhere, right? The city had approved a third vendor to deploy e-scooters. Do you remember that one? We played this. We talked about it. That one time there was there was a person illegally riding a scooter in the middle of I-35, right by downtown. He was in traffic on I-35, stop and go traffic. That was moving at maybe 10 miles an hour, 15 miles, and he was in there on a scooter. I've seen the video. It's on my Twitter feed at some point, but it's been a year or two. That says it all right there. They have 950 scooters and 50 electric bikes in Dallas. The city approved a third vendor to deploy scooters. That would be 500 devices that they were allowed to have on the streets. That was just a freaking cluster bleep. Riders won't be allowed to start new trips after 8:45 because the curfew's at 9. Vendors required within 24 hours to report any complaints they've gotten. Vendors also required to give the city a monthly report on discipline to riders. Yeah. Discipline. The Silicon Valley people make millions and billions, and we get stupid things on our roads that are a nuisance and block our right to walk down a sidewalk. You can't obstruct a walkway legally. Did you know that? Like, if you protest somewhere, you have to have a permit. And if you don't, it's all about the city or suburb where you're at, the rules, or the county. But anyone I've ever been in, I've had a lot of protests over the years of my 24 years of full-time talk show host duties. And I always get a permit because I'm going to do it the right way, and they always have a permit process wherever I've gone. And you literally are told not to obstruct the sidewalk, that you have to keep moving on the sidewalk. And the reason being is you can't stand there and obstruct it and block it. It's not lawful. They won't let you, but yet you can if you're one of these electric scooter places. So that's about it, right? They're changing. They're proposing change the wording of a series of consequences for vendors that could face for not following rules. Automatically suspended, maybe automatically suspended. Blah 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 blah. I don't know why they keep trying to appease these people, these scooter companies. All right, next. This is the headline partially. NASA sends rover to search for intelligent life on Where? It's where they reportedly did this. That is very funny. Next on the Chris Crock Show on News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. Make it a preset. This is indeed the Chris Crock Show. NASA. This is from the Babylon Bee, and it's very good because I said so. NASA sends, because I printed it out, it was so good, and wanted to share it with you. NASA sends rover to search for intelligent life on The View. Not on Mars, on The View, with the cackling leftist hens. According to sources, NASA has sent a brand new rover to search for any signs of intelligent life on The View. From what we've seen so far, it doesn't look good. said the research, the astronaut who led the research teams. Rumors have always existed there may be intelligent life on The View, but not until now. We've never encountered any concrete proof. The mission was intended to answer the question once for all. For years, I've had pondered the existence of intelligent life on The View, but everyone thought I was crazy. Chances may be slim, but I'm holding out hope they can find proof. Oh, that's great. Last point here. This is from the Babylon Bee, of course. Nothing of note has been revealed. Just a pile of organic goo named Whoopi Goldberg and some old fossilized remains that have been identified as once being Joy Behar, but nothing intelligent. All right, thank you. Picture. Oh, this I could not wait to do this one. Pictured California man, 21, killed by mountain lion as his younger brother recovers from savage attack in the hospital. This is crazy. 21-year-old died after being attacked by a mountain lion. His brother, 18-year-old, was also attacked but survived. That's just horrifying. Two, I'm sure, healthy, strong 18 and 21-year-old young men. Isn't this terrifying, actually, or like so horrifying that, I mean, two guys who could definitely defend themselves and kick butt and take names. Maybe they tried to run and triggering the predator prey thing, you know. Instead of that, maybe the lion took out one and then caught up with the other one and took him out too, but didn't finish him off. I don't know. Let's see. These two young men, being as close as any two brothers could be, lived a full, energetic life in the outdoors, the family said. The siblings were hunting for shed antlers in a remote part of Georgetown, California. They were attacked by a mountain lion, which is a protected species under California law, but I'm sure you're allowed to kill it if it's trying to kill you. Although in California, you probably can't. First deadly mountain lion attack in 2 decades. The brother that survived called 911, said he and his brother were attacked, leaving him with traumatic injuries to his face. Oh, this poor young man. Oh, see, he added he'd been separated from his brother during the assault, the Daily Mail says. The first responders arrived at the scene 20 minutes later, began treating the 8-year-old, launched for the search for the 21-year-old. Shortly after they started, they located him. Next to him was a mountain lion in a crouched position. Oh, my gosh. The mountain lion was sitting there in a crouched position. Oh, my Lord. The other brother's lifeless body dragged by the mountain lion to another location. See, that was. I don't know how they work, but I'm just going to take a wild guess. That was being pulled aside for meat for later. Don't you think? If the mountain lion dragged him? Man, I don't know anything about mountain lions, but this is really terrifying. This is why I'm so glad that we have concealed carry, or just carry or whatever here. You know what I mean? Constitutional carry, concealed carry, whatever. Deputies fired shots to scare the lion off. Why didn't they kill it? I mean, it killed a human being. It'll kill again. They scared it off. They shot, scared off. Hey, go kill someone else, but just leave now and come kill some more later. It was captured by wardens and trappers. It was euthanized near the scene of the attack. Okay, that's good. I don't know how they knew it was that one. Maybe there was some bloodstains. I'm being serious. There's nothing funny about this. Were there bloodstains on its mouth? How do you know? Fewer than 50 verified attacks on humans and animals. Only 6 fatal. Last time was in El Dorado County, 1994. A marathoner, mutilated body was found near the trails. That one bit her neck, crushed her skull. Oh, Lord. It dragged her partially. Oh, see? It It dragged her partially eaten body 300 feet, then buried her under leaves. That would be what's called knowing right from wrong in a trial. If you know what I mean, if a person said, "Well, I'm clinically insane," no, you're not. You knew right from wrong. You hit because that's seriously. If you hide it, then you know it's wrong. That's bizarre. I know somebody who knows, like an expert on these animals, could explain why, but I mean, I don't have one. But I am one because I'm on the radio, and after all, this is brain surgery. So where were we? I was surprised to hear it was going after humans. It's not uncommon for them to go after livestock, said a local expert, I guess. Mountain lions are solitary animals, travel alone except during mating or cubbing season. Known as a keystone species, they keeping prey populations in checks and culling invasive species. Wow. They do attack humans. Most are injured, stressed, or when they do attack humans, most are injured, stressed, or hungry. A hungry, stressed mountain lion with only one good eye, upon observing the abundance of slow, frequently inattentive bipeds on park trails, may attack one of us humans hoping for an easy meal. See? They will eat you! Just like your cat. And I'm serious about that too. If you die, your cat will eat you. That is not a theory. That is truth. Y'all. 99 cents only chain, closing all 371 locations nationwide. Thank you, Joe Biden. 371 locations are being closed across California, Nevada, Texas, and Arizona. 99 cent only store, together with its financial and legal advisors, engaged in extensive analysis of all available and all credible alternatives to identify a solution that would allow us to continue. After months of pursuing it all, we determined an orderly wind down was necessary because Joe Biden has killed this economy and killed us. Okay, I put that part in. That's true. Oh, did you catch this one? It's been a little while since it happened, but I wanted to share this one with you. It was deep in my pile. FAA investigating possible close call between Southwest Flight and Air Traffic Control Tower. This one, what happened was, it was LaGuardia. They had buzzed the air traffic control tower with as little as 60, not on purpose, with as little as 67 feet of clearance. I wonder if this was one of those DEI hires that Southwoke does. They do a lot of them. I'm not saying that to say that, but that's Tucker Carlson did a lot of stuff on that. They originally told the pilots of the 737 to go aground and climb 2,000 feet. He was about to land, and he was going to land on the hangar. He was literally going to land on the hangar. He had no idea where he was landing. Go around, fly runway heading, climb, maintain 2,000, climb, maintain 2,000, 2,000. The air traffic controller said. It had drifted to the east and was no longer lined up with the runway. It put it at an altitude of 300 when it began to climb. And literally, the flight tracker map put the plane over the terminal building. He would have landed on the terminal building. While you and I are getting on or getting off a plane, in the terminal, we would have been hit and killed if we were there.